What if some of the most profitable businesses are also the ones most people never want to own? While entrepreneurs chase trendy startups, thousands of ordinary business owners quietly build fortunes in industries most people ignore or even avoid. Today, we're uncovering the businesses almost nobody wants until they see the profits, why these overlooked industries consistently create wealth, and what makes them so attractive to experienced investors. By the end of this video, you'll understand why boring often beats exciting, how supply and demand work in overlooked industries, and why your next business opportunity might be hiding where almost no one is looking. Imagine two treasure chests. One sits in the middle of a crowded room. The other is covered in dust because nobody bothers opening it. Which one is more likely to still contain treasure?
Hello, if you're new to the channel, I'm Dave Karpinski. Yes, I am a real person behind this. I bring more than 40 years of global consulting and executive leadership experience, working at some of the world's most respected consulting organizations, including McKinsey & Company, Accenture, Ernst & Young, IBM, Infosys, Cognizant, and SAP. Throughout my career, I've advised hundreds of C-suite executives and led large-scale business transformations for Fortune 500 companies and major public sector organizations, including Google, Nike, Lockheed Martin, Disney, Costco, government agencies, the military, defense organizations, and leading technology companies. Everything you see on this channel is built on real-world experience. The ideas, strategies, analysis, and insights come from decades of hands-on consulting and leadership. My goal is simple: help you understand AI, business, technology, leadership, and investing through practical, experience-backed advice you can actually apply.
As always on this channel, we are not sponsored by any company, and you won't find any affiliate links in the description. This is not a paid promotion. Every recommendation we make is based solely on our own research, analysis, and opinions. We are not paid or influenced by any sponsor. Most people choose businesses based on emotion. Wealthy buyers choose them based on economics. Picture a crowded beach, where everyone digs for treasure in the same place, while one person quietly walks to an empty section of sand. Less competition often means stronger pricing, more loyal customers, and better profit margins. Businesses like septic services, commercial cleaning, waste hauling, industrial maintenance, pest control, and parking lot striping rarely attract thousands of new competitors each year. That's exactly what makes them valuable. When fewer people want the work, successful owners often gain more negotiating power and greater long-term stability. Imagine a restaurant whose grease trap fails on a Friday evening, or a flooded basement threatening a warehouse full of inventory. Customers aren't shopping for the cheapest solution, they're searching for the fastest one. Businesses handling sewage, water damage restoration, biohazard cleanup, hazardous waste disposal, and emergency remediation solve problems people desperately need fixed immediately. The larger the consequences of waiting, the more valuable the service becomes. That's why many unpleasant industries command premium pricing. Customers aren't paying for glamorous work, they're paying for relief, speed, and expertise. Sometimes discomfort creates extraordinary business opportunities. Here's one of the oldest rules in economics: scarcity creates value. Picture a long line of customers standing in front of a store with only one employee willing to help. If very few people want to enter an industry, capable operators often enjoy less competition and stronger demand. Portable toilet rentals, dumpster services, funeral support businesses, industrial cleaning, grease trap maintenance, and drain services all benefit from this principle. These industries don't depend on trends or viral marketing. They depend on solving essential problems every single day. The less glamorous the work, the more likely it is to remain underserved. Many overlooked businesses don't just generate one-time sales, they generate recurring income. Picture a calendar where every month already contains scheduled payments before new customers are added. Pest control companies visit quarterly. Septic tanks require regular pumping. Commercial cleaning contracts renew monthly. Waste collection follows fixed routes. Portable toilet providers serve recurring construction projects and events. Once customers are established, many continue purchasing for years. Predictable revenue improves planning, simplifies hiring, and dramatically increases business value. That's one reason investors often prefer these companies over flashier businesses with unpredictable sales. A young entrepreneur purchased a small septic service company after struggling to find success in several trendy businesses. Friends questioned the decision because the work wasn't glamorous. Instead of changing the business, he invested in better scheduling software, GPS route optimization, online booking, customer reminders, and preventive maintenance programs. Operating efficiency improved while customer retention climbed. Within several years, the company had expanded its service area, added recurring maintenance plans, and significantly increased profitability. He didn't become wealthy despite owning an unpopular business. He became wealthy because so few people wanted to compete with him. Fashion changes. Technology evolves. Human needs remain remarkably consistent. Imagine two graphs. One rises and falls dramatically with consumer trends. The other moves steadily upward year after year. Which business would you rather own? Septic systems still need maintenance. Trash still needs collecting. Roofs still leak. Drains still clog. Pests still invade buildings. Businesses built around essential services don't depend on the latest social media trend or changing consumer tastes. Customers buy because they have to, not because they want to. That distinction creates remarkably resilient businesses capable of producing dependable cash flow through both strong and weak economies. Many overlooked businesses eventually discover that business customers are even more valuable than residential ones. Picture maintaining one large apartment complex instead of finding 50 individual homeowners. Commercial contracts often involve larger invoices, recurring service schedules, and multi-year agreements. Restaurants require grease trap maintenance. Hospitals need specialized cleaning. Warehouses need pest control. Factories require industrial waste removal. Office buildings depend on janitorial services. Once a company earns a commercial client's trust, that relationship can continue for years. The result is lower marketing costs, more predictable scheduling, and significantly stronger long-term profitability. Nobody hires a biohazard cleanup company because it has a funny commercial. They hire the company they trust. Imagine two identical service trucks. One belongs to a business with 20 years of 5-star reviews. The other belongs to a brand new competitor offering slightly lower prices. Which one gets the call during an emergency? In many unpopular industries, reputation becomes the most valuable asset. Customers recommend reliable companies because the stakes are high. Every successful job leads to referrals, and referrals become recurring business. Over time, trust compounds into a competitive advantage that advertising alone can't easily replace. Artificial intelligence can schedule appointments, optimize routes, generate invoices, and answer customer questions. It still can't climb into the truck and complete the work. Picture AI sitting in the passenger seat while skilled professionals handle the physical job. Many overlooked businesses exist entirely in the real world. Septic services, waste hauling, tree removal, drain cleaning, concrete repair, and industrial maintenance require equipment, experience, and people willing to solve physical problems. AI makes these businesses more efficient. It doesn't replace them. That's why many unpopular industries may actually become more profitable as automation handles administrative work. Here's an advantage most entrepreneurs never consider. Many unpopular industries operate under strict licensing, environmental, health, or safety regulations. Imagine a castle surrounded by a moat. Those regulations make it harder for inexperienced competitors to enter the market. Hazardous waste disposal, medical waste transportation, environmental remediation, fire protection inspections, and certain industrial services require certifications, permits, specialized equipment, and ongoing compliance. While regulations create extra work, they also reduce competition. Businesses willing to meet higher standards often enjoy stronger pricing and greater customer confidence because fewer competitors qualify. Some businesses become dramatically more profitable simply because of geography. Picture a city map covered with pins representing customers. The closer those pins move together, the less time trucks spend driving, and the more time they spend earning revenue. Waste collection, septic pumping, pest control, landscaping, commercial cleaning, and pool maintenance all benefit from route density. Every additional nearby customer lowers fuel costs, improves scheduling, and increases profitability. Owners aren't just acquiring customers, they're building efficient geographic networks that become increasingly difficult for new competitors to match. Many of these businesses already exist with retiring owners looking for successors. Imagine purchasing a machine that's already running instead of assembling every part yourself. Thousands of owners in industries like waste management, Commercial cleaning, septic services, and industrial maintenance have loyal customers, experienced employees, and proven operating systems. Rather than starting from zero, entrepreneurs can acquire businesses with immediate cash flow and spend their time improving operations instead of finding their first customer. That's one reason private equity firms increasingly target these overlooked industries. Many unpopular businesses don't need revolutionary innovation. They simply need better management. Imagine finding 10 small leaks in a water tank and fixing every one. Better routing software, online scheduling, digital payments, preventative maintenance programs, customer reminders, GPS tracking, AI-assisted dispatching, and improved marketing can dramatically increase profitability without changing the core service. Because many owners built their businesses decades ago, modern technology often creates enormous opportunities for operational improvement. Buyers aren't reinventing the business, they're modernizing it. After examining these industries, a pattern becomes obvious. The strongest businesses usually solve essential problems, generate recurring revenue, face limited competition, require specialized knowledge, and benefit from local relationships. Picture 5 steel pillars supporting a bridge. Together they create remarkable durability. Notice what's missing from the formula. These businesses rarely depend on trends, celebrity endorsements, or viral marketing. They quietly serve customers who need dependable solutions every single day. That's exactly why many continue producing wealth decade after decade. Tomorrow, drive through the industrial side of your city instead of the shopping district. Ask yourself one simple question. What businesses keep this city functioning? Every restaurant, apartment complex, office building, hospital, school, and factory depends on dozens of service providers that most people never notice. Imagine lifting the roofs off every building and tracing the invisible network of maintenance, cleaning, waste removal, inspections, repairs, and logistics connecting them all. That's where many overlooked business opportunities are hiding. Once you start looking for essential services instead of exciting products, your perspective changes completely. One of the biggest lessons in business is surprisingly simple. Customers pay for value, not excitement. Imagine 2 bank accounts. One belongs to the owner of a trendy business constantly chasing the next big thing. The other belongs to someone quietly operating a septic company, industrial cleaning business, or waste hauling service. The bank doesn't care how glamorous the money was earned. It only records the deposits. Wealth is created by solving valuable problems consistently, not by impressing other people with the business card. That's a mindset many successful entrepreneurs discover early. The next time someone says, "I'd never own that business," pay attention. That reaction may signal an opportunity instead of a warning. The businesses most people avoid often enjoy the strongest pricing, the most loyal customers, and the fewest competitors. They solve essential problems, generate recurring revenue, and keep entire communities functioning behind the scenes. Once you stop asking whether a business sounds exciting and start asking whether it creates dependable cash flow, you begin seeing opportunities almost everywhere. And if this changed how you think about entrepreneurship, the next step is discovering the ordinary businesses quietly producing 8-figure exits, while almost nobody is paying attention. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video.